Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In yesterday's lesson, I began going over the Durus Al Lughat book. So I went over words such as haza and zalika, what they meant, and gave some example sentences. We looked at some vocabulary. I looked at some hurufil jar words and put them into sentences. So those are the things that we covered. So just a quick recap. So like for example, we went through some of these sentences. Huwa fil ghurfa, he is in the room. Aina Muhammad, where is Muhammad? Huwa fil ghurfa, he is in the room. Wa aina Yasir, and where is Yasir? Huwa fil hammami, he is in the bathroom. So these kind of sentences. So if you can remember, went through these and we learned some hurufil jar, the particles of jar. So we've got like min, ila, fi, ala, and these words like we learned some other words like aina means where, ana means I, hiya means she, or it could refer to it. Kharaja, he exited. Huwa, he or it. Zahaba, he went. So I went over some vocabulary like غرفتun, السماء, الحمام, الفصل, المطبخ, المرحاض. So some of the words that I put down, and I was just saying that we had to learn these words. So these were the words that we had to learn. So if you refer to the previous video, you'll be familiar with what we went over. You can go over what we learned yesterday. So in today's video, I will be continuing on, and I would like to go over, continue on with some more sentence examples of using hurufil jar, the particles of jar. So let us begin our lesson. At-talibu fil jamia. So here it says at-talibu fil jamia, what means the student is in the university. So let's look at this sentence. When we have a harful jar, harfi jar, or harfil jar, whatever you choose to call it, before a word, the word becomes in a state of majrusa fil jamia. So the word will be al jamiatu, so it becomes jamiati. So it becomes in a state of kasra, in a state of majrur. So that was one of the rules that we were learning. So here, aina tajiru, so where is the businessman? Huwa fi dukkani, he is in the shop. So again, we see fi is a harful jar and it's in the state, it makes this, the word after it, in a state of kasra, in a state of majrur. So where is the businessman? He is in the shop. Next example, aina Zainabu, where is Zainab? It should say here. Let me just correct that so you can see. So I was just saying aina Zainabu. So Zainab is a girl's name. So it should say here fil ghurfa, she is in the room. I actually accidentally wrote huwa, so I've just corrected it. Here fil ghurfa. So she is in the room. Where is Zainab? She is in the room. Okay, going on to the next example. Aina al mudarrisu, where is the teacher? Huwa fil fasli, he is in the classroom. Again, as we can see, all these words are in a state of kasra. Why? Because they've got a huruful jar in front of them. It's got a particle of jar, and when it does, it turns the word after it into majrur. So that was one of the learns that we need to know, because I am pretty sure that Appa will put one of these examples, perhaps give several examples in the test, because she always mentions this rule. So we need to know this and we need to use it confidently. Okay, the next word. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai, the sun and the moon is in the sky. So again, fi is the particle of jar. Fis samai it joins onto this word, and so it's in a state of majroor. Here we have just recapping some of the rules as we're going through these words. So if you can see, we've got an alif lam, but we don't say fil sama'i because we say fis sama'i. It's a shamsi letter and it's joining. Like, so we need to learn, the sisters who are not familiar still with the shamsi letters, if you go to your Durus Al Lughat book, and it gives you a list of all the shamsi letters, the sounds like seen and sheen and at-tajiru, and other words like al-labanu. So all these lam and ta and tha and all these letters, they are shamsi letters. So we just have to learn them so that we don't, when we're joining it, it joins onto the, it does not, you don't pronounce the lam, it joins to the letter, and the letter always will have a shadda. So this is what we have to, these rules we need to be aware of. So when we're writing down, so we're not going to write fil sama'i, it's going to be fis sama'i because it's a shamsi letter, it joins onto the letter and it's incorporated into the letter. So yeah, and again, like I was explaining, it's in a state of kasra, in a state of majrur. Aina al-waraqu, where is the paper? Huwa alal maktabi, so it is on the desk. So here, where is the paper? It is on the desk. As you can see, I've just translated it into English. Aina Yasir, where is Yasir? Huwa fil mirhad, so huwa fil mirhadi. So I should actually say Aina Yasirun, so it's written as Yasirun with a tanween because it's the name of a person, so we use the tanween when we write the name. Boy's name, girl's name will have just one dhamma, whereas the boy's name will have the double dhamma or a tanween as we call it. Huwa fil mirhadi, so he is in the toilet. Again, fi means is a harful jar, so when it comes before a word, again, it's in a state of kasra, it's in a state of majrur. We call it when it's in it has a kasra underneath, it's called majrur. So why am I repeating myself like a parrot? It's because I want you to learn these words. So when you hear it so many times, you're gonna pick it up pretty quickly. So that is why I'm just repeating myself. So I've just made a list of the boys' names and the girls' names that we need to be familiar with. So some names will come up, learn how to spell them. Spelling is really important. So after we've said these, so after you've pronounced this word like Muhammadun, cover it up and try and write it, and you'll be surprised how many mistakes you make. Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun. That should say Yasirun. I wrote Tasirun. Sorry, my mistake. I'll just correct that. Right. So that is so this is Yasirun. This is Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, Abbasun. So here, when we're writing these words, sometimes Sa'idun, when we're covering up and writing it, sometimes we're going to end up, we may make the mistake of missing the ya out. We don't stretch it. Or whereas the word Ammarun, we might miss the alif. We stretch the meme, but we might forget. So once we write these words out without from memory, so we have one look at the list of words and then try to copy these words out. This will help us to spell the words, ensure that we spell the words correctly. So going on to the list of the girl's name, we notice like the girl's name does not have a tanween, so it's in a state, it has one dhamma, as you can see. Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, Ruqayyatu. So it's Safiyatu. So like this name, Sophia, we might spell it with a tha mistakenly if we don't learn the spellings correctly. That's why it's important, so that we differentiate between the swad and the tha, the qaf and the kaf. These words put in the when we've got the ya and the alif, which elongates the sound, so lengthens the sound. So we remember to put these in because sometimes it's very easy for us to miss them out. So that is why it's important that we learn to spell these words correctly. So we have a look, cover it up, and then write it, and then see if we've spelled them correctly. If not, we look at it again, cover it up, and then make a second attempt, and then a third attempt until we can correctly spell. So because if we're not spelling the words correctly, then we're going to be losing marks also in the exams. So moving on to the next examples. Man, this says, Man aina anta, ana minal yabani. So, where are you from? Where are you from? I am from Japan. A anta minal Philippines. So here it says, are you from Philippines? No. La ana minal Yaban. No, I am from Japan. So I've wrote it in English here. Are you from the Philippines? No, I am from Japan. The next example. Man minas sinin. So who is from China? Ammar minas sini. So who is from China? Ammar is from China. Man aina Hamidun. So where is Hamid from? Huwa min al-Hind. He is from India. Where is Hamid from? He is from India. Next example. Azaba Aliyun ila al-mudiri, which means, did Ali go to the headmaster? La zahaba ila al-mirhadi. Zahaba ila al-mirhad. So remember, ila is also a harful jar or harfi jar. So these are going to be in a state of kasra, as you can see. Ilal madiri, ilal mirhadi, min al hindi. So min is from Hind again. Is a huruful jar. So it's going to be in a state of kasra. It's going to be in a state of majroor. This is the this is the rule that we've learned. Aina Fatima too. Where is Fatima? Here min al Hind. So she is from Hind. So where is Fatima from? She is from India. So I've just wrote that. So another few words that we've come across. Ana means I. Ana Muhammadun means I am Muhammad. Ana Amina. I'm Amina. I am Amina. Aina Bilalun. Where is Bilal? Zahaba ilal masjidi. He went to the mosque. He went to the mosque. Ilal masjidi. So it's to the mosque. Masjidi ila is a harful jar. And masjidi is in a state of majroor. It's in a kasra state. So that's why it's going to have a kasra on it. So it's going to be in a state of majroor. He went to the mosque. Zahaba Bilalun ilal masjidi. So Bilal went to the mosque. So if when we're writing this, we don't need to put the word huwa. Can you see huwa is not in this sentence because it's dropped. Zahaba itself has the pronoun he in it. He went. So it pretty much sums it up. So we don't have to add huwa to it. Okay. So we're going to be talking about the mudaf ilaihi, what Appa's been going through. So I'm just going to quickly run through some examples. So this is just pretty much revision, and for the sisters who've not quite grasped this concept yet fully, so this will be an opportunity to hopefully understand this. Akitabu Muhammadin haza ya Yasir, which means, is this Muhammad's book or Yasir? Now, Kitabu Muhammadin, can you see the book of Muhammad? So this is called a mudaf, the first word, and the mudaf ilaihi is what follows it. And the first word, kitabu, can you see it only has one dhamma? Kitabu is the mudaf, and the mudaf ilaihi will be in a state, it'll be in a state of kasra, in a state of majroor. So it's got Muhammadin, not Muhammadun, it's Muhammadin. So the first word will always have, it'll be in a dhamma state, It's not going to be in a tanween state, just one dhamma. And the second word is going to be in a state of kasra in majroor, so as you can see. So I'll give the next example. La haza kitabu hamidin. No, this is the book, Hamid's book. So again, kitabu hamidin. Mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. Aina kitabu Muhammadin, which means where is Muhammad's book? Kitabu Muhammadin. Mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. Bu, the dhamma, is going to be a single dhamma. Kitabun goes to kitabu. Muhammadun turns into Muhammadin. It's the mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. It refers to possession. And this is when it's something is possessed, something possesses something, it's called mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. And also what we learn about this, it's Muhammad's book. So the word kitabu, like we learned before, it's going to be in a state of, it's going to be a ma'rifah, not, it's going to be definite because it's Muhammad's book. So even though it doesn't have an alif lam in front of it, it's in a state of ma'rifah, we say. Huwa alal maktabi hunak. So here it means it is on the desk over there. Aina daftaru Ammarin. So where is Ammar's notebook? Again, daftaru Ammarin refers to the notebook of Ammar. Daftaru, can you see it's got a dhamma? Ammarin in a state of majroor. It's not Ammarun. Ammarun becomes Ammarin here. Huwa alal maktabil mudarrisin. So maktabi is mudaf, mudarrisin is mudaf ilaihi, and this is, it is on the teacher's desk. Teacher's desk, so it belongs to the teacher. It's a possessive noun, so this is why it's a mudaf, mudaf ilaihi, we call it. Qalamu man haza ya Ali. Where's the pen? Whose pen? Sorry, whose pen is this, O Ali? Kalamu man haza ya Ali. So whose pen, when we say kalamu means the pen and whose. So we've got kalamu, which is the mudaf, and whose pen, whose man haza is the mudaf ilaihi. Anta haqibatul mudarrisi. Where is the teacher's bag? Haqibatu. So again, you see, haqibatu, the bag has one dhamma because it's the mudaf. Mudarrisi, it's in a state of kasra, it's in a state of majroor because it is the mudaf ilaihi. So mudaf ilaihi is going to be always in a state of majroor. We've got alif lam in front of it, so it's not going to, al mudarrisu will become al mudarrisi. Because it's got alif lam in front of it, it's not al mudarrisun, it's al mudarrisu, and it changes to al mudarrisi. Okay, next example, hiya tahta al maktabi. So this is underneath it is underneath the desk. So here it is underneath the desk, referring to the teacher's bag, and it's here because the bag is feminine, so that's why we have here. The bag is a feminine noun, so we have here to refer to femininity. Qalamu Hamidin. So Hamid's pen, so this is mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. Mindilu Yasirin. Yasir's handkerchief. So again, mudaf, mudaf ilaihi. Maktabul mudarrisi, the teacher's desk. So this is the mudaf, mudaf ilaihi, also like going through it. It's in a dhamma state, the first word, because it has one dhamma, because it's the mudaf. It's not in a state of tanween. And mudarrisi will be state of majroor, like I've just been explaining it. Miftahus sayyarati. So this is the car's key. So mudaf and mudaf ilaihi. So plenty of mudaf and mudaf ilaihi sentences that sisters can write, go over, practice, memorize, and learn them, because we might be expected to write one or two examples. So there's plenty of examples that sisters can get on with and practice from here. So here, aina baytul mudarrisi huwa ba'idun. So here, where's the teacher's house? It is far. Again, baytul mudarrisi is the mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, the teacher's house. Baytul mudarrisi. Next example. Haza baytu hamidin. Dhalika baytu khalidin. So what does that mean? this is Hamid's house and that is Khalid's house. بيت المدرس صغير بيت التاجر كبير. The house of the teacher is small and the house of the businessman is big. من أنت يا ولد؟ أنا ابن عباس. So من أنت ولد؟ أنا ابن عباس. Who is this? Who are you, O boy? I am the son of Abbas. أنا ابن عباس. So if you notice this rule, أنا ابن عباس, I've not said أنا ابن عباس. I've said أنا ابن عباس, and this rule is called Hamzatul Wasl. So Hamzatul Wasl means if the alif, if that came in front of a word, like we'll say ibnu, which is the son of. So for example, when a sentence begins and the alif is in front, we pronounce it. So we pronounce the alif. But if it's in the middle of a sentence, we omit the pronunciation. So it'll be anabnu. Ammu talibu ghaniyun. So the student's uncle is rich. The student's paternal uncle is rich. So Ammu talibu is the mudaf ilaihi here. Sayyaratu Abbasin fi shari'i. Sayyaratu Abbasin fi shari'i. So that means Abbas's car is in the street. Ain al-kalb, where is the dog? Huwa tahta sayyarati. So where is the dog? It is under the table. So I've wrote that down also in English. It is under the sayyarati. Sorry, sayyarati means car, not the table. Al-Muhammadan sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Bintu Hamidin fil mudarrasati wa bintu Muhammadu fil jami'ati. So which means the daughter of Hamid is in the school and daughter of Muhammad's daughter is in the university. So Hamid's daughter is in school and Muhammad's daughter is in the university. So this also referring to mudaf ilaihi. As you can see, I've marked it with green. So mudaf ilaihi for the words. So the next one, Ismul mudarrisi Sa'idun. So the name of the teacher is Sa'idun. Wasmul muhandis Khalidun. So the name of the engineer is Khalid. Again, we have the Hamzatul Wasl here. So when the Hamzatul Wasl comes, the alif in the middle of a sentence, we don't pronounce it. So it's Wasmul Muhandisi Khalidun. And moving on, last but not least, Kitabu man haza, whose book, which means whose book is this. So Kitabu is mudaf, man haza is mudaf ilaihi. Qalamu man haza, whose pen is this? Again, kalamu is mudaf, man haza, mudaf ilayhi. And qamisu man haza means whose shirt is this? Again, qamisu is mudaf and man haza is mudaf ilayhi. And here I've just wrote some reminder, never put is between a mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. So we can't say whose is this shirt, it wouldn't be right. We have to say whose shirt is this. So we don't ever put an is between the mudaf and the mudaf ilayhi. So whose shirt, yeah, so we can't say whose is this shirt. Just something to bear in mind because Appa always stresses on this point. So I've wrote it here, not whose is this. Whose is this book? So we don't say whose is this book, we'll say whose book is this. Whose book is this? So it's just something to bear in mind. So today's this is what I planned for today's revision session. So I've just gone through over all the sentences and everything that I hope to go through. So inshallah, sisters, learn all the vocabulary, learn all the different rules, memorize them, go over them, learn how the endings of the words change with the huruful huruf al-jar which comes before them, and also the rule of the hamzatul wasl, where when it comes, the alif comes in the middle of a word, we don't pronounce it, we join it to the next letter. And also I mentioned some sun letters, so when the alif lam is still written but we don't pronounce it, the letter is the sound is incorporated to the letter it joins onto. So some rules that I've just gone over, so I'd like all the sisters to just keep, if possible, just to write everything out, write the examples that I've given, and then just go through them. And I can't really stress and emphasize just writing, because sometimes when we're trying to memorize things, and sometimes just repeating it is just not enough, but like writing it really helps to put these words in our mind. So this is why I'm emphasizing writing things out. I know it's tedious, I know it takes time, but inshallah it will be worth it in the end. So happy learning, and inshallah I will see you all in my next video. Wassalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.